Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for today. And this beautiful day is basically featured for the beautiful sign of Virgo, the earth element, the mutable aspect of Virgo, and the Mercury ruled Virgo. So it's mind, it's practicality, it's grounded energy. It's, it's very real and it's organized and it's very reliable and helpful, and that is the energy that comes from basically any Virgo I've known. They are known as the Virgin sign. They are absolutely pure of heart. Their main intention is to help others, and they work hard to do that, and they work to expand their knowledge of all different areas. Like, I can talk to some Virgo people I know, and friends and doctors and such, and it's a plethora of information because they just want to keep learning and they want to share that. And it's so beautiful. And then we have well, we're in summer solstice now. It was yesterday, but by today it's fully that way for the entire, the entire globe. And summer's a beautiful time, and we're in the season of Cancer. So that's about our feelings and our emotions, about people we want to be around, our friends, our family, our close ties, love relationships of all different types. As I always say in my readings, it's not just for the committed in a marital sense or, romantic, though predominantly, especially with these energies, I think it's really focusing more on that than it may have in the past months. So that's a beautiful feeling. And then I might add that, Virgo, you as an earth element go extremely well with the water elements. And we do have Pisces. We do have Pisces, the most amazing, beautiful water element of caring and nurturing and selfless energy and love in its highest form. Creativity, ideas, also a mutable sign like you, Virgo, is in the sign of Jupiter. Jupiter's in the sign of Pisces, however you want to say it. And it's a little bit of a stay. It's been in Aquarius most of the year. It'll stay in Pisces through the end of July. So anybody with water element or, I would say earth, because earth is extremely complementary. You work so well together, water and earth. So we're all feeling the energy of Jupiter. It's the most benevolent, giving, loving, caring, lucky sign. So that's going to go on through July. There's a lot of amazing kind of synchronicities that are happening. That's going to affect all of us. Now, Pisces is your polar opposite, Virgo. So there's always this kind of draw. And I've known so many couples in the last 30 years or more of studying the compatibility of astrology that are long-term, lifetime, compadres, friends, life partners. That are Virgo and Pisces. They really resonate well together, and they just influence each other in the right ways, and they're fun and all the other variables. So that's going on. And then, Jupiter did go into retrograde last week. I'm losing track of time. I apologize. Today's actually the 21st of June. So we're starting a whole new week. It's Monday. And we got the full moon coming. It's also an earth sign for you, Virgo. Very, very helpful. Capricorn, illuminating your circumstances. Mercury retrograde is stationing forward tomorrow. So for you in particular, being ruled by Mercury, there was probably a lot more misunderstandings and communication and just ways of communicating that we're not jiving. And that's going to be over. It takes a little bit. It takes like the shadow period. First week of July, I like to say. So you're I'm sure going to feel good about that, because having Mercury, like I said, as your ruling planet, as does Gemini, where I would say, Mercury retrograde was happening basically all of Gemini season, because we just went into Cancer season in the last day or so. So really beautiful transpiring of energy, new beginnings, new inspirations, new ideas. You're constantly, like I said, using that mind of yours to create and to add to the security of your life and that of those that you love. So I would imagine vacations coming in now, of course, for all of us, feeling safer about that, being practical as you always are, enjoying nature, getting out, is going to be a very important thing for you right now. But I am going to pick your highlighted connection, which I always do. My readings are different than a lot of the people you will see online. A lot of the beautiful tarot readers that I follow myself, they'll do the whole batch of, the whole zodiac within a day or so, but I do mine every day. I like the power of just the single energy, if you will, regarding the two connections that I read for. And I do 2 readings a month. So there's the beginning of the month, and these, of course, are the second half of June. I always recommend you go back to the beginning of the month for that reading and see if you can compare and see if things are changing in ways you want. But I can tell you that in the last, since the beginning of June, it has been, with the retrograde or not, with the eclipses that came through, with the changes and the unexpected, beautiful changes, because there were some challenges happening for all of us with a lot of the astrological, configurations and energies. But then this beautiful other energies, like, I don't know, we've got Venus and Neptune, meeting this afternoon, and that's just about imagination, and it's about, healing, and it's about love, and it's about communicating and getting together and having fun, feeling emotionally, vulnerable and excited and love struck, if you will, because this is the time of year we're going to be able to get out a little more, and that's when people meet, and yeah, a lot of people meet online still, which is fabulous, but the ones that want to meet and just unexpectedly meet people, that's really in the cards, literally and figuratively. So let's figure out who Spirit wants you to know as far as your highlighted connection now, okay, Virgo, because this is the relationship and the connection I read for 3 major categories. And then I go on to finish with the rune that culminates this reading, and then the 2 oracle messages for every single Virgo and every one of your connections. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say and who specifically you were supposed to be hearing messages about, which, you may understand the second I let you know, and others may be like, I don't know that, and it's something to be surprised about, perhaps. Not everybody resonates. I hope you do. So with yours, you have the beautiful, it's been doing this a lot too. It's like cuspy, it's like a little bit of this, but a little bit of that. And both of these make absolute sense. Let me try one more time for you. Spirit, let's make it as straightforward and confirm, because we still got the retrograde. No wonder it would be a little bit of this, that, and the other, right? Because the retrograde is still in Gemini. Well, we do have Aquarius for you, but I did actually just do that yesterday, and I am trying to be fair. So Spirit, one more time, 3's the charm. Yeah, here we go again. We're going with Capricorn, and I'll tell you why. Because it's the best for you, though I love Sagittarius too, don't get me wrong. But Capricorn makes sense, and it is a fellow earth sign for you. So there's a definite energy of even more stability that's coming through. A Capricorn, you feel or you take on that energy for yourself, which is already happening as a fellow earth sign to Capricorn. But, we have the season of Cancer, as I mentioned, who is a cardinal sign, which is also what Capricorn is. And those are the initiators and the people that kind of instigate, and they start the seasons, okay? So, Cancer started summer because it just went into season yesterday. And then Capricorn starts winter. So perhaps something between now, this beautiful summer solstice, and the winter solstice, there's going to be the most important, relevant, inspiring, and movement towards whatever this transition or transitions are. And I see a lot of it and feel a lot of it as being fun and getting out. And, you work hard, and now being able to enjoy the benefits of working hard, right? We all want to do that. We couldn't do that. And now we're able to, and I get excited talking about it and talking to friends who are like, oh yeah, I'm going here and I haven't seen so-and-so in so long. And it feels really beautiful. So the 2 of you, my goodness, you could really put your heads together, because Capricorn is all about success. That's all they know. Okay. They are ruled by Saturn, and it's about getting that eye on the prize and, moving up. And there's that goat analogy for the Capricorn, where they have great footing and they can climb the highest of crags and mountains, and they just go to the top, not even thinking twice. You see them sometimes driving by eating the grass and stuff, because it's a major, wonderful idea for the economy and to be able to feed the the goats, but they're like on their side. Doesn't bother them. They're going to keep going up that terrain, you know, until they reach the other side. That's the mentality. That's their driven aspect. And then the fact that they like keeping busy and they just want to be, they want to live in luxury. They want to know nothing but success. That's their whole mantra. And to be able to really appreciate the materialistic, interesting word. I'll try again, materialistic aspects that come when you work hard and you put everything you have into stuff. And this is what they do with everything, not just, you know, the material things, which of course are predominant, but the relationships, you know, they want them to last. They want it to be long-term. And, you know, they're dedicated, just like you, Virgo. So you must have a lot of people with at least friendships or some kind of connection, because you both get each other. You're fundamentally, they're the same people with different, you know, traits in between. But this is a great one for you. So, yeah, let me just see and let you see, I should say, what the three major categories are that will further the information for you. And for this time, I usually change my tarot and my oracles from the beginning of the month readings to the mid-months. And so I did that, and I changed the oracles from when I started in the mid-months, and we're now on you, Virgo, so I've got about 6 more to go. But I'm changing the tarot every single day. I just got this hunch and this feeling like I'm going to go into the room, and I have a lot of them. You probably can't see them all. And I'm going to go with my gut and my intuition, which is another thing that Jupiter and Pisces really brings to the forefront. If you're noticing that, it's that beautiful, beautiful, loving aspect of Pisces that has this incredible ability to sense and feel, and they're intuitive and they're empathic, and they just pick up on the energies and they just know things. You know, they're that old soul. That's what's happening for us if we choose to listen. Always free will, right? But I picked this deck for you because it just came directly to me. And this is the Golden Tarot, which is the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but it's all golden. So I love that for this, because this is about success and the sun and everything just working together in your favor. So your first overall energy, interesting, is so every card has a little bit of gold in it, and I don't know if you can pick it up in the picture, but your first card is the Two of Swords. So what I see and what you probably see and what I know about this depiction is that there is a woman who has 2 swords, okay? Take one away and there's one, take one away and there's one. Both of them are good. Both of them are important. They're representing the air element, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. We just finished Gemini. The eclipse of Gemini, solar eclipse on the 10th of June, is going to help us and to grow and to continue to bring us stories and changes for 6 months or longer. And then before that was the beautiful full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius on May 26th, because they always go in pairs. Now, the duality alone with Gemini, which is the twins, right, represents the options that are there. And once again, Virgo, you have the mutable sign, so you have a lot of options a lot of times, and it's probably no stranger to you to be able to have to make decisions. What I love about this is there is a woman who's blindfolded, and it doesn't have to be a woman, it could certainly be a man. But I'm seeing the new moon influence, first and foremost. There are decisions to be made, and there are decisions that you actually know. You really do know, but it's now just laying down the gauntlet and saying, okay, I've been thinking about it a lot, because that's what air signs do. It's all about the mind, and you're very familiar with that as a mercurial ruled sign, even as an earth element. And now you're just like, okay, now it's time. You know, I'm going to pull that trigger, and it'll be a lot easier, and things will be clearer, and you'll feel even more confident as we go forward, and Mercury goes forward in the next day or so. So, yeah, and it's a spiritual kind of a card to me. You know, it's going with that gut. And knowing no decision is wrong. They're always leading us to a lesson or a time that we need to experience. You're on the right path. Trust in your abilities. Trust in your gut and the relationship, because there's 2. It's about partnership too. You know, or maybe it's another. You have 2 options. You know, always, or another person you're interested in. I mean, that happens a lot. You know, it's just part of life. So if it isn't this Capricorn, maybe there's someone else that you've been thinking about, or you want to think about, or you want to reach out with, because the swords represent our communication. How are we speaking? How are we presenting ourselves? How are we coming across to people? Well, that's been kind of confusing in the last, 3+ weeks with the retrograde, and that's all kind of clearing up too. So that's interesting. Let's see what the storyline takes us from there. The second category is always the possible blessings or obstacles. And now it's going to be directly about this decision, I would say, is the major arcana message. Not the major arcana, I'm sorry. The first category. Okay, and here you have the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. And I mean that so full-heartedly. And it's been coming up a lot. And it is the Empress. Because the Empress is the sign of love, the absolute love. That's that Piscean energy. I think of the High Priestess, I think of the Empress with Pisces, and all of us with our creativity that we have. It represents growth and expansion. A lot of times a woman that's, with child, because there's the seeds that grow and they're laborious at times, and we have to go through the challenges and the ins and outs and ups and downs to be able to achieve this incredible dream and life-altering event as having a child would be. But if it's not a child, it's a new business, it's a new idea, it's a new relationship, and sky's the limit. I don't even know what else to say. This is a beautiful, beautiful omen and energy for you. So, you have two choices. You will pick the right one, and just know it and believe it. And this will be the epitome of love and internal understanding and just beautiful, beautiful possibilities, creativity, fun, joy, fulfillment that'll come from this. Excellent. So I love that. And then the third category, which, these three categories generally answer most questions that people have about a specific relationship. And it is about finances. That's always a topic, I think, for a lot of us, seeing as we do need finances to survive. And most of us, and, we all do, but, sometimes it comes in different ways and different forms and different, for different reasons and paths that we need to be on. But we're all capable of creating that. And certainly you, Virgo, that's never been an issue. And you're extremely good with money management, organizing, thinking ahead, planning, knowing, hey, maybe this investment isn't good, because you're going to study and do your due diligence. Oh, yeah. You're very critical. You're critical of yourself primarily. And you're not going to just do something. You're going to make sure that it's done as well as possible, like the best. And you have the beautiful Ace of Pentacles. Now, nice and shiny gold. There's the gift. There's the gift. There's the, okay, I've worked hard. We've all had to deal with the circumstances of this last year plus. Not pleasant. What are we doing now? Where are we focusing our attention? What can I build and create? And there's so many people realizing the gifts that they have because they had time to sit and think about it and what meant the most to them, which is super important. When we have the retrograde of Jupiter, it's internal, and it's understanding our needs and our wants that then, of course, help everybody when you take care of yourself. And I only just got this, so I'm not on any soapbox here. It's going to be better for all of those around you, and especially you, right? And you deserve that. Ace of Pentacles, this is beginnings in incredible ways, and help, and, fortress kind of, abundance and prosperity. This is the earth element. This is you, Virgo. This is the rewards for what you deserve. And this could be something that could come completely unexpected. And I'll tell you why. I'll add this very important aspect. We have had the planet of Uranus, which is the planet of unpredictability and just, freedom and non-constraint and, fiery kind of, this is how it's going to be and no stopping it kind of energy, right? That's been in the sign of Taurus, which is pretty much just the opposite. The grounded, the fixed, the steady, the, reliable, the this and that. Uranus has been in Taurus for a few a while now, and it will probably remain there. I'm pretty sure it said 2025, 26. So being an earth sign, you're probably very familiar with how there's been this kind of up and down, certainly last year, although a lot of people did well. I get that. For the most part, that's not the case, though. You know, there's a percentage that did. So there's an example of Uranus in the money sign of Taurus. Oh yeah, they're the money sign, ruled by Venus, and that's money and magic and love and luxury and, you know, just beautiful things that surround you and that you create. And so that's affecting all of us. But you know what? As I always say, when it's the only way, I figure whenever you're down, the only way is up, right? And that's what's happening now. And that's what we're seeing with all of the messages and the influences of the planets and the open heartedness to give and to share and to be more of a connected community type of vibe that's going on. Wonderful, wonderful possibilities, boy. Good news, good information. I mean, it goes on and on. So very beautiful to have in the under the category of finances, I must say. So whatever it is that you and what your magic is, because you are magic, we're all magic, we all manifest. And some of us really know that we are more capable than others. Well, you'll have that opportunity with this Neptunian Pisces in Neptune, or Neptune in Pisces, as well as, you know, this beautiful energy of Cancer and love and just nurturing and feeling happy. Feeling like, gosh, I love this connection, you know, things that we weren't able to do before. So let me pull this rune for you that I love. The runes are an old, oh my gosh, centuries of the wisdom of the runes. You know, I've always been interested in them. So I finally asked for this as a gift. So I pick one and I lay it on the second category. And I'll explain to you what the name of it is and all the other things. I'm not remembering, but I feel like this is the position. And I kind of really dig it because it reminds me of this fish symbol. And that's always about, you know, incredible creativity, abundance, you know, luck, finances, money coming through. And it's right on the Empress, which can create any of that and all of that and continually does. So we'll put that there. And then I'll read to you what it says specifically. So that symbol, my little cheat sheet here, is the symbol of Othila, and it is number 23. So this is about change. This is absolute change. And you know, challenges that brought the changes about, like we all have experienced, the things that push us forward, right? Challenge at first, you're like, a challenge. We have challenges every day. Some people bring it, they're like, bring it, man. This is what keeps me excited and motivated. It keeps me getting past my mundane life, which I think a lot of us are really recognizing too. You know, the day in and out, the never-ending story. It's like people are like, change is imminent for me, and I will make this happen one way or another. And then change happens. But the 23 is about change. It's about the 5. We are in a 5-year, so this will be not unlike any year, I suppose, in many ways, depending on what happens, but certainly last year and now, followed by this year, to reset from last year. Yeah, the year of a lifetime. So interesting, the word associated with this Othila is ownership, just being accountable. That's what you're all about, Virgo. You're very, very capable of being accountable and running your business and, you know, helping others and doing all the stuff you do all at once, working tirelessly and burning the midnight oil, as they say. But all the while being safe and careful for yourself, okay? And knowing that balance is so important. The period is between May 30th and June 13th, so we really just finished this last weekend, not this past, but the one before that. So that time frame was definitely the Gemini and the eclipse that I mentioned, because it happened on June 10th. Ooh, some beautiful possibilities and amazing, you know, miraculous occurrences and things. Now, the response and the words are home. There's that Cancer influence, very synchronistic and accurate. Assets, inheritance, family, tradition, learning from the past, and good luck. And the family, I go back to this again, because family could mean in deciding on a new family, making that choice, finally knowing you've wanted it and maybe putting it off because I needed to do this with my work and my business. I needed to grow it. And sometimes with things that happened like last year, we're like, you know what? There's no time like the present. I can't be wondering and thinking, I know exactly what's going to happen. I don't, but I know what I want, and I'm going to be more conscious of that now, because that matters. It matters greatly. It matters to all of us. So yes, that's not the first time. This is a very fertile time, by the way, and a healing time at the same time. So, our health starts to feel better. The warmth of the sun naturally just, inspires and motivates us and gives us that energy. These are the sun sign readings, the placement that the sun is in the day and year we're born. So I love that. That's beautiful. And I love the culminating of that, because it makes sense that way. It just, the cherry on the sundae, as they say. So I'll finish with the oracle messages for you. Virgos. And this is for you and every one of your connections, and I'm sure you have Cancer connections and friends that are having birthdays right now. So there'll be a lot of festivities and things to be doing. It feels beautiful. So this is the wisdom of the oracle. I call it Baron Reed. And I pick one, and it's very self-explanatory, but I do read from the book a little further because the messages are beautiful and they're very encouraging and uplifting, which is what I'm all about on my channel. All right. And you can allow these energies in or not. It's totally up to you. And your beautiful messages, regeneration. Wow. There's that other major message of just redoing. And that whole time where we were in, Mercury retrograde with you in your mind, and you've been thinking, okay, no, that hadn't worked. This isn't going to happen anymore. This has made me realize with the changes and the things that I am not in control of, this is how it's going to be, because you can do that. This is your life, right? You want to do what's right. And for those around you, of course you think of that. But this is the time. It's hitting everybody so strongly and in wonderful ways. We need that. 46, 4 plus 6 equals 10. That's a beginning. That's a new cycle. Hence regeneration. Look at the beautiful illustration of that. It's your grounded energy, it's the earth energy. It's that tree that can continue to grow. And some of the trees in these, parks and stuff, they're hundreds of years old. And they withstand so much, and the weather, and there's bending and burning and all the others, as we know, and have certainly come to understand recently. But just the regrowth, the one twig that's still able to sprout a leaf and then regenerate itself, as we all can do, and it's interesting because with Scorpio moon, that's exactly what represents Scorpio. They're ruled by Pluto. They're always in that transformation, digging deep within and going deep, and they're all about feelings. They too are water elements, and their intensity and their desire to transform and change themselves and those things around them for the better, all about the life and death cycles. It's all a part of life, and something we all will face, and have been facing. So the last category is the Super Attractor Manifestation deck. And I just pick one, and it has to do with you, and I like to call it like a mantra or an affirmation you can say if you want. Your beautiful, beautiful card, though, Virgo, says, I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. Of course you do. And that's why you're so successful and so amazing, and people want to be around you. And you're like this loyal friend, that person, that go-to person that can be calm in the storm and just has it together, It's like, I appreciate you for that. And there's the beautiful illustration. And yeah, it feels good. It feels right. And it feels certainly worthy of your, everything that you do. Of course you deserve this. And so I appreciate you being here for my readings. If you want to subscribe or follow, I like to call it, I would love that. YouTube really likes it. It shows me that I've reached something or connected with you in some way, which is exactly why I do this. And, it's free. There's no sign up, or you're not going to get a bunch of junk mail or anything like that. It's a very supportive thing to do. And it just takes a moment, thumbs up, sharing, and coming back, letting me know what you think, commenting, because I'll always respond. But have a wonderful rest of June, because July's got some amazing stuff going on too. It's summer. Let's have fun. So thank you again. Until next time, take good care. Bye for now.